It was intended to be a picture-perfect event, a moment that was supposed to radiate immaculate poise and royal elegance. The royal family had gathered on Buckingham Palace's broad balcony, surrounded by thousands of applauders and a steady stream of cameras. However, in the midst of this perfectly perfect moment, an entirely unexpected event occurred. Known for his cheeky smile, 5-year-old Prince Louis leaned forward and uttered something that shocked royal guards. Those closest to the monarchy were clearly shaken by his remarks, which shocked his mother, Catherine, and prompted an instant response from the guards. What was it that he said? Why did his remarks rock an establishment that relied on control and secrecy? Join me as we reveal the disturbing reality of this situation. That afternoon, everything had gone as planned. Flags floated in perfect time as the audience below, enthralled by the royal procession, cheered. The monarchy, which has always been seen as a symbol of stability and tradition, presented the public with its immaculately polished image once more. The future king, Prince William, seemed calm and assured as he stood. Princess Charlotte grinned self-assuredly, Prince George stayed motionless and disciplined as was expected of him, and Catherine moved with experienced elegance. It was the epitome of royal perfection. From the start, something didn't feel right. His gaze did not follow the throng as it usually did. He didn't seem to be affected by the excitement of the moment, the colors, or the commotion. Instead, his eyes continued to be fixed on something else, something more than the ceremony's facade. His gaze strayed across the balcony and settled on the soldiers, but his expression was one of purpose rather than naive curiosity. It was nearly unnerving. Louis cautiously moved closer as the royal family maintained their composure, and the acclaim intensified. It wasn't enough to startle anyone at first. Then, though, something changed. He moved slightly closer to one of the guards so that only people in the immediate vicinity could hear him. Although he never intended for the public to hear what he murmured, the impact was instantaneous. The guard's stance abruptly shifted. His shoulders squared, his jaw tightened, and his stance sharpened. His eyes moved to a nearby senior assistant, and a tense expression crossed his face. One of the other guards held up a communication device. The scene seemed perfect to the general public. The audience kept applauding. The flags were still flapping. However, the atmosphere had changed up on the balcony. Catherine, ever the composed royal, sensed it. Her calm momentarily faltered as she caught the guard's expression. Her reaction came naturally to her. A glance was enough to set off a chain of events that would remain hidden from the public's eye. Back inside the palace, as the family retreated behind closed doors, a storm was quietly building. Louis's words, seemingly innocent, held an unfamiliar weight. When asked to repeat what he had said, there was a moment of deadly silence. The toddler, without hesitation, repeated the exact phrase in a calm, almost serene voice. There was no playful giggle, no innocent laughter, just an unnerving clarity in his words. The words Louis spoke were not just a child's curiosity. They served as a caution. The room fell silent for a minute. As the Princess of Wales met Catherine's gaze, a tiny wave of discomfort swept across the room. Her cheeks became pale with recognition rather than bewilderment. A realization that made everyone shudder. There was a whisper in the room, but nobody was brave enough to say anything out loud. The horrifying ramifications of what Louis had just discovered was something that nobody wanted to recognize. Something remarkable occurred while the palace staff struggled to keep things under control. Louis's statements matched an uncommon, previously classified 2002 report, one that was buried in the palace archives after being filed. An unexplainable comment was mentioned in a report that is now only known to a small number of people. They are observing from the walls. A youngster, innocent yet uncannily sensitive, was suddenly repeating that phrase, which had before been considered a linguistic aberration. Security procedures were raised to a degree never seen in the presence of a royal kid, and the room froze. Tier 31 was triggered. A seldom utilized internal alert that indicated a high-level threat was about to occur. Once renowned for their unbreakable security, Buckingham Palace's walls suddenly seemed to be closing in. Inside the palace, the atmosphere shifted from formal calm to tense urgency. Experts scrambled to assess the situation. The royal aides exchanged glances that spoke volumes. Time was of the essence. Logs of surveillance were examined. Internal correspondence was examined. The palace security team was mobilized in an unprecedented manner, scanning for any potential threats, both visible and invisible. Outside, however, many were blissfully ignorant. This was just another royal engagement to them. The motorcade proceeded more quickly than planned. The flags kept waving. The royal family exited the palace, their departures seemingly without incident. But inside those palace walls, everything had changed. The full gravity of Louis's words only became clear when Catherine quietly accessed a hidden royal vault, an area few in the palace even knew existed. She took out a sealed paper that she had received years ago from Queen Elizabeth. There was only one word on the document, written in Claren, the Queen's distinctive hand. Catherine's attitude shifted as soon as she read the word. The weight of the years, the unspoken history, the secrets that had been buried deep within the royal family's past, all of it came rushing back. A private message, a terrifying connection, and the royal family was once again forced to face a hidden truth. The palace was now on full alert. The internal threat level had been raised, security measures were heightened, and every door was locked. The world outside continued unaware, but within the palace, a quiet storm was unfolding. Security teams worked furiously to connect the dots, matching Louis's innocent-sounding words to a historical anomaly that could change everything. This was no longer just an innocent comment from a child. Nobody recognized how hazardous this finding was. The world would never fully understand the scope of what had just happened, and the royal family was once again in a position that might destroy the entire foundation of its secrecy. Williams hurried out, leaving behind an eerie silence and a sense of urgency. There was only the icy rush of action, no wait, no explanation. The palace's east wing, which was normally used for small administrative offices for historic preservation, was quickly shut down. The normal buzz of activity stopped as guards took their places. Except for a few, everyone was turned away. The doors were closed with a finality that was almost unsettling rather than ceremonial. There was no guarantee for anyone outside, nor was there a public declaration. Just the silence of observing eyes and the sound of doors closing. Questions started to surface inside more quickly than answers could be found. What had occurred just now? Had Louis become something much more deadly, a conduit for something much darker, or had he just repeated something out of naive curiosity without realizing its significance? Had he opened the door to long-kept secrets that were never supposed to come to light again? Those who were most familiar with the inner workings of the palace went over security procedures from the early 2000s, line by line, as the hours went by. At that moment, the unusual file, long believed to be nothing more than a remnant of earlier practices hidden away in the maze-like royal archives, was reopened. However, what had previously been written off as an unimportant note tucked away in a report's margins suddenly had a new, terrifying importance. It was now seen as something far more prophetic than what had previously been perceived as a figurative warning, almost lyrical in nature. It was a premonition. Another letter appeared among the strewn pages, sending a new wave of dread through the corridors. A note from decades ago, hardly readable but yet powerful in its content, was tucked away deep in the files. Bold, mysterious handwriting scrawled the word Plarion. Beneath it, the words "do not activate unless confirmed from within" were written in a hurried hand. The meaning was vague, the context unclear, but its chilling tone reverberated through the halls, fueling the growing sense of urgency. But this was more than just a security issue. There was much more to it than that. Something much deeper was exposed by this document. A piece of the royal family's history had been purposefully concealed, a chapter so unsettling that it had been purposefully removed from the general consciousness. The royal ranks were being rocked by the revelation, and what had formerly been a silent chapter in history was now being reopened. The words Louis had unintentionally repeated reverberated through the hallways, a terrifying counterpoint to the mysterious phrases tucked away in the palace archives. The last letters written by the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth, had once again become clear. What had been silenced for decades, hidden beneath layers of secrecy and royal decorum, was now being read in hushed voices. These letters provided horrific disclosures, both in terms of what they disclosed and the consequences they conveyed. It was more than a lost chapter in the history of the royal family. It was a silent, ticking time bomb that was just ready to explode. Cryptic messages and foreboding warnings abounded in the Queen Mother's final, dictated letters during her final years. These were not merely the Ts of a dying king. No, these were well-thought-out, purposeful words written by a knowledgeable hand, a glimpse of future events that had sadly been disregarded. As the devoted royal family member and protective mother she always was, Catherine was compelled to find out the truth. She carefully asked to see the Queen Mother's confidential documents, acting more out of instinct than formality, a collection that was so delicate that it was hardly ever consulted. There was a reason these letters had been sealed off and kept out of sight. In addition to upending the royal family's basis, what Catherine would learn from these pages would make her face an unimaginable reality. She discovered more than just introspection when she opened the first packet. It contained more than just a compilation of ideas from a dying ruler. These were meticulously written documents that were concealed in plain sight, almost like a warning left behind. The lines were written in a language that only those with access to the highest royal circles could begin to comprehend. They were precise and terrifying. It was as if the Queen Mother had understood that her words would one day hold the secret to something much bigger than anyone could have imagined. Catherine read the letters in a state of disbelief. One thing emerged from the mysterious messages. Up until today, no one had dared to break the shroud of secrecy that covered the royal family. She slowly flipped through the pages, her fingers trembling slightly as she recognized the same tone, the same urgency, the same foreboding language that Louis had unwittingly repeated. Was it all just coincidence, or had the palace been harboring secrets so dark that even the youngest member of the royal family could unwittingly uncover them? The room grew colder, as if the very walls of Buckingham Palace were holding their breath. The letters were more than just a reflection of the Queen Mother's private thoughts. They served as a caution, a warning that had been ignored, buried, and now unexpectedly had been brought to light. In that brief moment of curiosity, what had Louis unlocked? What horrible reality had those words concealed? And why had the world not noticed them sooner? Catherine sensed a change in the mood as she closed the last letter. The very air around her felt heavy with the weight of the past. She was certain of one thing: the royal family could never go back to the way things were. Everything was different.